we can begin. All right. Oh, I forgot to mention, have a strap handy. So if you don't have a yoga strap, that's fine. Grab a bathrobe belt or some other, thing that can serve as a strap for later on in the class that will be useful for you. And if you don't have anything, I'll give you a couple of options to modify, okay? So go ahead and take that. Once you have your strap, just put it down next to your chair. You won't need it for a little while yet. And have a seat back in your chair. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And then just let it out. Let's begin with a centering breath practice called Samavritti. It means equal breath, where we work on making the length of the inhale and the exhale the same length. So I'm going to count for you. We'll begin with 4 counts in and out, and we'll do that twice. Then we'll go to 5, 6, etc. The peak will be 8. So begin by taking a breath in and then emptying your breath out completely. Empty out. And inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let go of any control of the breath now. Breathe naturally. Hopefully all the little muscles around your rib cage feel nice and stretched open now, the chest and the upper back, giving you some more freedom and spaciousness. And then go ahead and open your eyes and peel your back away from the back of the chair so you're sitting up tall, and lift your arms overhead with a nice full breath in. Release your arms down by your sides with your breath out. We'll do that twice more. Inhale, sweep it up. You're helping the rib cage to lift and open. Exhale, release. And one more like that. Breathe in, lift up. And release. Bring your arms right out in front of you and make fists. Roll your wrists around. Make big circles with the wrists, feeling the stretch in the wrists and the forearms. Go the other direction. And then open and close your fingers a few times. Open wide, really stretch out the spaces between your fingers. Close and make fists. Open and close, and one more time. Open, spread wide, and close. Bring your arms overhead again, nice full breath. And then reach your right hand down for the seat or the chair leg and take a side bend. Try to relax your right shoulder away from your right ear. Keep your left tushy cheek on the chair. So you're not letting it peel up. You're resisting down with that left hip as you reach to the right. Side bend. And come back up to center. Take a breath, both arms lift. Exhale over to the other side, side bend. Again, resist down with your right hip as you stretch to the left as far as possible. Relaxing your left shoulder away from your left ear. You don't want to hunch it up, just relax it. And back up. Nice deep breath in, arms high. And release. Rest your hands on your lap. Begin to circle your neck around. Go slowly so that you can really feel the whole range of motion. Notice where you have spots that might feel a little tight or like you might have a little kink. And you could even spend a little more time in any one given spot if you like and just kind of work on it. You could pause, do anything you want. Reverse directions at some point. It could be now, or if you're working on a spot, you might choose to wait. And then come right back up to center. Drop your right ear towards your right shoulder, but be sure you're not hunching your shoulder up towards your ear. Instead, the shoulder's relaxing down and the head is just dropping over. You could resist a bit by dropping your left arm towards the ground or even holding the chair to provide additional resistance and stretch. And come back to center. Drop left ear to left shoulder. Again, check out your left shoulder, make sure it's relaxed. Right shoulder reaching down. You could drop the arm and just let it dangle. That might be plenty. Or you could hold the chair, providing a little bit more resistance. And come back up to center. Drop your chin towards your chest. And then lift your chin towards the ceiling. And right back to center. Both arms reach high, breathe in. Take a twist to the right and let your arms come down as you breathe out so that they can support you in the twist. One hand outside your knee and the other hand behind your chair. Come back through center, deep breath in, lift up. Twist and release. Stay in the twist for a moment. I noticed a chat box come up, so I'm just going to take a quick look at that. Stay in your twist. And release out of the twist, come back to center. The message was someone is trying to get in. She may have the wrong link. There is no waiting room on this link. So she may be on the wrong Zoom link. If she has the correct link, she should be able to come right in. Okay, hands to your knees, lift your chest up, roll your shoulders back, maybe lift your gaze, and then curl inward. Round the spine, drop your head. Do that one more time. Come up, lifting the chest, shoulders back, gaze up, and curl inward. And right back up. Sit tall, roll your shoulders back, big circles. Roll them forward. And then one at a time, roll them back, one and then the other, alternating sides and forward, alternating sides. Rest your hands on your lap. Start to swirl your body around over your hips and think about moving from the rib cage. So draw your ribs to one side, draw them forward, draw them to the other side, and draw them back. So you're making really snaky movements through the torso. And reverse directions. Try to move the rib cage. The rib cage is going to move the spine around. And back to center. Hold the sides of the chair for support and lift your right leg up. Keep the knee bent and just roll around in a circle so that you're rolling the hip joint, and go the other direction. Circle it around. Let it go, other side. Roll the hip joint around in a circle. Reverse directions. Put it down. Extend the right leg. Put your heel on the ground and point your toes to the ceiling. And then reverse that. Put your toes down and lift your heel up. And then roll your ankle around. Go one way and then go the other way. Okay, left foot, heel down, toes up, then toes down, heel up, and roll your ankle around. Reverse. Okay, we're going to come up to stand. So come to stand on the right side of your chair. Hold the chair back, press into your right foot, and take your left leg up and on the chair. So have your toes and your knee facing to the left. So you're opening up through that left hip, inner thigh facing forward. And as much as possible, keep the right hip point facing forward. So don't let your hips roll to the left, but instead keep both hip points facing forward as the knee moves open. So you're getting a stretch on the inner thigh here, okay? So push down strongly through both feet, lift your arms, pull your belly muscles in gently. Tree pose variation. Draw in on the belly, draw in on the low ribs, but lift up through the breastbone, reaching up high through the fingertips, pressing strongly through your feet. Your belly is working, your legs are working. This is a great pose for improving balance and also for improving bone density. It actually helps improve bone density. So you're working against gravity and your muscles are working. They're gently pulling on the bones. Keep breathing. Bring your hands to a prayer shape right at the center of your chest. Staying in this modified tree pose. 2 more breaths. Last breath, deep breath in and out. Then release out of that, stepping the left foot down, widen your stance. So step your right foot out to the right and then turn your left toes and knee underneath the chair. And you might even wiggle the foot forward so it actually goes underneath the chair. So you're in kind of a triangle position in your legs. Then with your left hand on the back of the chair or on the seat of the chair, you're going to tip to the left. Okay, so you're tipping right from the crease of the hips, supporting with your hand on the back of the chair or the seat of the chair, and then lift your right arm straight up to the ceiling. So you're in triangle pose. Try not to hyperextend through your knee joints. Try to keep equal weight through left foot and right foot. And imagine a straight line from your top wrist to your bottom wrist. So you're creating a line through your arm bones, through your collarbones, having a nice clear pathway of weight through the bones. Keep breathing. You might feel this along the side body area, maybe across your hip. You might feel it in hamstrings or inner thigh, any number of places. Keep breathing, working those upper back muscles too at the same time by keeping the arms in the same plane as one another. One more breath, and then begin to reach up very strongly through the right hand to lift you back up to stand. Now turn so both hip points are facing the chair. You're going to turn both feet forward. So right toes are also now facing towards the chair, both hip points facing towards the chair. Okay, now bring your hand to the chair, to the seat of the chair, your right hand to the seat of the chair. Bring your left hand to your breastbone. Now imagine that you're turning from the center of your breastbone towards the back of the chair. All right, you can let that right hip drop as you turn. So you're turning towards the back of the chair, turning so that your chest faces directly towards the back of the chair, and then let your arm open up following the line of your shoulder. So opening up, and again, you're trying to imagine, it may not happen in reality, but you're trying to imagine a straight line again from wrist to wrist as you're in this twisted position. This is called revolved triangle pose. Also great for strengthening upper back muscles, stretching the chest. Press equally through both legs. Weight bearing in the arms too is going to help strengthen the arm muscles, the shoulders, and the bones. Take another breath. And then release your top hand down, press up to stand. Step the right foot forward and step the left foot onto the chair. Okay, so you're facing to the side of the chair, left foot's on the chair. Take your hands to your hips. Make sure you feel stable, both feet planted well. Begin to turn towards the back of the chair. Again, imagine moving from your breastbone, from the center of your chest towards the back of the chair. Once you are as turned as you can be, and do be mindful of the leg that's on the chair. Don't let that knee sway out or in. Keep it facing directly forward. So you have to use your muscles to keep that leg stable. Okay, once you are stable through the leg and as turned as you can be, open your arms into a T. Again, attempting to get the arms into the same plane so that you're stretching the chest open and you're also strengthening the muscles on the upper back and the shoulders. Keep breathing. Two more breaths. If your arms have had it, you can bring your hands to your hips. If you want to work harder, keep extending. Turn back to center and step out of it. Come to stand behind your chair. Step your feet wide, left and right, wider than the chair legs. Turn your left toes to the left and bend your left knee. If you are leaning forward through your torso, just draw your shoulders back over your hips so that you are straight up and down from the spine over the hips, and you've got nice, equal, even pressure through both feet. Not all the weight's going into your left foot, but you're pressing also through the right foot. Nice, even weight. Working the leg muscles, Connect to the ground with your feet, feel your feet. If you like, you can extend your left arm forward and you might even take your gaze out over the left fingertips. Keep your breath flowing. One more breath. And then straighten the front leg to take a little break. Don't turn the toes in yet. We're staying in this same alignment for the legs. Rebend the left knee and take your left forearm onto your left thigh. Now you have choices here. You can keep the right hand on the back of the chair and push into it to roll the right shoulder back. So you're trying to roll the torso open towards the chair. If you like, you could maybe even grab the back of the chair with the left hand for a little extra stability and support, and lift the right arm over your ear for a deeper side stretch. It's optional, and if you can't grab the back of the chair, you may not want to do this because it may challenge the balance a little bit too much. So feel stable, first of all, primarily feel stable. And then secondarily, if you want to take this deeper, go ahead. Bring the right hand back to the chair if it's not already. Press into it to lift up to stand. Turn your left foot forward and walk your feet together under your hips and stand tall. Lift both arms up overhead. And then pull them down into a cactus or goalpost type shape. Now, bend your knees a little bit, not a lot, just a tiny bit of softness in the knees. Press your hips forward, tip your elbows forward and your wrists back, lift your breastbone up. So you're coming into a little back bend. Press your hips forward, tip your chest up, look up maybe. And back to center. We're going to do that twice more with the breath. Inhale to tip the chest up. Exhale back to center. Move the arms as well. Elbows forward, wrists back. Inhale. Exhale. Relax your arms. Just pause for a moment. Take a breath. I'm going to do that whole series on the second side. So I'm going to step to the left side of the chair. Press into your left foot, lift your right leg up, turn it out. So you're turning it to the right, toes and knees facing right. If your left hip turns to the right, see if you can draw both hip points back so they're facing center. So the standing leg, hip point, knee, toes facing forward. The lifted leg, hip points facing forward, but the knee and the toes are facing off to the right. Okay, so you're feeling a stretch maybe in the inner thigh. You could be feeling this other places as well. Lift your arms up, reach up through the fingertips, press down through your feet, gather your tummy muscles in, and be strong and tall like a tree. Keep breathing. Bring your hands down to a prayer shape at your heart. Stay and stand, feeling strong through your feet, grounding down like roots. Take another breath. And then release out of this shape. Step wider, so step your left foot to the left, step your right foot to the right, turn it to the right, underneath your chair. Okay, so right leg is facing to the right, toes and knee facing right, left leg is still facing forward. Hand to the back of the chair, or hand to the seat of the chair. Either way, lift the left arm up, triangle pose. Find that straight line of energy from top wrist to bottom wrist, through the arm bones, through the collarbones, right into the right hand pressing down into the chair seat. Work on getting that top arm straight up out of the shoulder, perpendicular to the ground, working the upper back muscles and spreading the chest wide. Keep breathing. Now begin to lift up so much through the top arm that it pulls you up to stand. And then turn to face the chair. So now your back foot is turning in, both sets of toes facing towards the chair, both hips facing towards the chair. Everything is in the same direction here. And then bring your left hand to the chair. Your right hand to your breastbone. Begin to turn from the center of the breastbone towards the back of the chair. Keep your legs stable. Keep turning. When you're turned as far as is available to you, then you can open up through the arm, extending up from fingertips down to bottom hand, trying to get that straight line of energy, that clear pathway of weight through the bones. Keep breathing. Keep reaching. Spread your body open. One more deep breath. And then release your hand down, press up to stand, step the back foot in, and step the right foot onto the chair seat. Hands to your hips. Take your time, make sure you feel stable through both feet, grounding well. Then begin to turn, again, from the center of the breastbone, turn towards the back of the chair. Keep that right leg stable. Don't let the knee flop in or out. Keep it facing directly over the toes, over the ankle as you turn, and then open your arms. You're trying to open your chest as far to the back as you can, keeping your arms spread as wide as you can, working the upper back and stretching the chest open. Also working the legs and the core. Draw your belly in for support. Keep reaching through the arms. Breathe. One more breath. Come back to center and step off the chair. Come to the back of the chair and step your feet wide. Turn out through your right toes and bend the right knee. Again, if that brought your torso over your right leg, draw it back right over your hips. Press down through the left foot. And then if you like, again, you could open out that right arm and take your gaze forward. You could also just leave your hands on the chair for extra stability. Concentrate on feeling the inflow and outflow of your breath as you hold the posture. Now take right forearm to right thigh. You can keep your left hand on the chair and push into the chair to roll the left shoulder back, opening your chest. Or you can hold the chair with your right hand, if you have a chair where you can grab, and then lift your left arm up and over for a side stretch. Optional, of course. Make sure you feel stable and balanced. Keep breathing. One more breath. Bring your hand back to the chair if you've lifted it. Press up. Turn your right toes in. Walk your feet back together underneath your hips. And stand tall. Once again, arms high. Lift them up. Draw them down into that goalpost shape. Soft knees. Press your hips forward. Tilt your elbows forward and your wrists back. Let that bring you into a little back bend in the upper body. And back to center. Inhale, tip back. Exhale, come up. One more. Inhale, tip back. Exhale, back to center. Release your arms. Come back to sit in your chair. And go ahead and find your strap. Okay, wrap the strap around the ball of your right foot. And then lift your leg up so that it is approximately parallel to the ground. If that is already plenty of stretch for the back of your leg, stay right there. If you don't feel any stretch in the back of your leg, you could either, you have two options here. You could either lift the leg higher, or you could move your hands down your strap and bend forward. That's up to you. Okay, so I'm gonna turn sideways so you can see me from the other view. So right at 90 degrees here at the hip joint might be plenty of challenge for you, keeping it parallel to the ground. Or lift the leg higher, or bend forward. Take another breath, release the leg for a moment, and shift the straps into the right hand. So both ends of the strap in the right hand now. And maybe even hold the side of your chair on the left for additional support. Once again, extend the right leg. This time, open the leg out to the right. So go as far as you're able to, but still keeping the hip points facing front. Just like we did in tree pose, don't let everything turn to the right. Keep the left leg stable, keep the left hip stable, open out to the right. You'll stop when you feel a pretty good amount of stretch on that inner thigh. This also has the advantage of strengthening the bicep muscles because you're having to hold your leg. There's not a whole lot in yoga that strengthens the biceps, so we gotta take it where we can get it. Come back to center, release the leg for a moment. Then take the straps in your left hand, right hand to the seat for support. The strap is still on the right foot. Lift the leg straight out in front of you. Again, parallel to the ground, straps in the left hand. Now, lift the leg just a little bit so that you can pull it over towards the left and turn from the center of the breastbone, turn to the right. So we're looking for a sensation of stretch along the outer thigh and hip. You might still feel it in the back of the leg too, that's fine. We're also looking for outer hip and outer thigh. Come back to center, let it go. This time take the strap off. Sit well, take a breath. Okay, left leg, strap around the ball of the left foot. You can begin with the straps in both hands, one in each hand. Lift the leg up parallel to the ground. Notice how you feel. Decide if this is as far as you go or whether you lift the leg higher or whether you take a forward bend. All these choices are up to you, and it does not have to be the same choices you made on the first side, right? Because you might not have the same level of flexibility in each side, right? They could be different, and that's fine. Keep breathing. And release the leg, straps into the left hand, right hand on the chair for support. Lift, keep the right leg and hip stable as you move the leg open to the left. So make sure you're not allowing your torso and hips to turn to the left. It's only the left leg that is moving to the left. Bring it back to center, let it go for a minute, relax, switch hands. Right hand on the straps, left hand to the chair. Lift the leg, move it a little bit to the right, turn your torso to the left. Take another breath and let it go. Okay, move the strap out of your way. We're done with that. Step your feet wider than the chair legs. Turn the toes out slightly so that they're following the line of the knees. You want to have the knees and the toes aligning with each other. And then forearms to your thighs. Take a forward bend. So this is up to you as to how deep you go. If you have high blood pressure or glaucoma or a detached retina, you may want to stay up fairly high here and not drop your head below the level of your heart. If those things aren't issues for you and you'd like to come lower, you can drop down a little lower. You could hold your knees, you could take your fingertips to the ground. You decide how far you want to go. And then press up, sit tall. Draw your legs back together to the midline. Sit back in the chair. So press back, lean your back into the back of the chair, soften. Roll your shoulders back, let them settle. Close your eyes. Notice where you might feel any points of tension remaining. Maybe in the hip flexors, the muscles that cross the front of the hip joints. See if you can soften there. Could be the jaw or the space between the eyebrows. Maybe it's the shoulders. Can you let them just drape down? Let gravity do the work for you. Let your breath be soft and natural. Notice it. You don't have to control it or manipulate it in any way. Just notice the rise and fall, the inflow and the outflow. Notice your neck. Does it feel tense or relaxed? Can you find a place where your head is balanced on top of your spine? so that you don't have to work quite so hard. Notice your feet touching the ground. And your seat on the chair. Notice how you are supported in space. Take a deep breath in. Release the breath out. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe shrug your shoulders up a couple of times. Make little movements, just kind of reawakening the body. And then sit forward, sitting up tall, shoulders over hips, head balanced on top of your spine. And float your eyes open if they're not already. Sweep your arms up overhead with a nice deep breath in. Exhale your hands right down through heart center in that prayer shape. Again, sweep them out and up. And bring them down through center. Last time. And right through the center of the heart. Pause here. Take a little bow to yourself in gratitude for your own presence, your own paying attention and gift to your body and your mind by doing this practice. And I bow to you. Thank you. Namaste.